It's a terrific goal.
After the goal comes the uproar. It's sports on 32 FM 94.9.
All right, no time to check time. It is 27 minutes before the hour 4 on the PM side, right here from the studios of 32 FM 94.9. Well, you know what the show is all about, a Scoreboard Reloaded. A look at what we expect later this weekend in the world of sports, and definitely a bit of reaction from everything that has happened in the last 12 hours thereabouts there in the exciting world of sports. There is Wright discussing about the situation surrounding Jude Bellingham with the folds of the Lions of England squad, Thomas Tuchel, and also the media. Then, going into this weekend, we know that it promises to be an action-packed weekend away from international club football or national teams football. We know what we are set to experience later this weekend from the world of European football. Europe, we talk about the Nigeria Premier Football League as well. But outside football, we have updates from the world of Formula One, where of course one of the last 3 Grand Prix for the 2025 season is set to go down. The players definitely, or the drivers, they are on circuit. They're in America. It's the Las Vegas Grand Prix. And then we expect who is going to be crowned the champion of the 2025 Formula One season to definitely perform so well there in Las Vegas. Lando Norris, you have Oscar Piastri, and then you have Max Verstappen. These 3, how will they fare with these 3 races are set to go there in the world of Formula One? In the world of boxing, there's definitely an update also from the world of boxing. His name is Fabio Wardley. This man, he definitely is the WBO champion at this point, just because Alexander Usyk relinquished his belt. But for him, he said he wants to do it the hard way. We'll take a listen to the words of Fabio Wardley on the show this afternoon as well. I was supposed to do that this morning, but time definitely wasn't on our side. But this afternoon, hopefully, we'll take a listen to the words of Fabio Wardley, who definitely says he's not scared of facing off against anyone because he surely wants to be the best. And in order for him to be the best, he has to defeat the best. Anthony Joshua is one of the players or one of the boxers who definitely is ahead of him when we talk about his fight. And remember that he defeated Scott Parker. That was earlier this year. And of course, we expect everything to go so well for that Fabio Wardley. At a point in time, he can face off against Alexander Usyk. Remember, Usyk, he was a 2-time champion before he relinquished his belt to Fabio Wardley. And then we'll still come back, talk about African football. It marks the title of the CAF Champions League and also the CAF Confederations Cup. When you talk about the latest developments from this front on African football, it's about the prize money. And when you talk about the prize money, the CAF Champions League, $4,000, you make that equivalent to 5 billion naira in Nigerian currency. And of course, that's for the winner. You come second, it is $2,000, 2.9 billion naira in Nigerian currency. And then in the CAF Confederations Cup, the winner goes home with $2,000, and that's 2 billion naira. Now, when we talk about the Nigerian currency, and then the second position, $1,000, that's 1.4 billion naira. So definitely, it is quite an interesting ride where we talk about the latest developments from the world of football from the African continent. So all of these we'll discuss on today's edition of the show right on 32 FM 94.9. And you are listening to the voice of Oluwatimile in SAMIES. It is, thank God, the Friday edition. And of course, we'll take a look at what we expect at large in the world of football of this weekend. And then we say that Newcastle against Manchester City, Napoli against Atlanta, Wolfsburg against Bayer Leverkusen, Arsenal against Tottenham Football Club, Fiorentina against the Juventus, Barcelona against Atletico de Bilbao, Borussia Dortmund against Stuttgart. That is really a game you should look forward to in the German Bundesliga. It is a third against fourth. And of course, both teams, they have 21 points. And then you talk about the Scudetto race, Inter Milan against AC Milan. So early this season, what are the odds that some of the big guys this weekend will get their victory? It's all about the rivalry for some, and of course, it's all about the bragging rights for some. So, welcome on board to the program, Scoreboard Reloaded, right on 32 FM 94.9. And of course, like you know, you're listening to the voice of Oluwatimilore SAMIES. Good afternoon, DOLAPO.
Good afternoon, SAMIES. Good afternoon to everyone who has joined us on the show this afternoon.
Well, definitely a great afternoon it is, and we start straight from the interesting world of football. It marks the return of the CAF Champions League and also the CAF Confederations Cup. We had this year, we would have just 2 games across the CAF Champions League and the Confederations Cup. It's a round-robin format. 16 teams set to participate in this competition. And 1 game is going on presently at this point in time in the CAF Champions League. But we talk about all of these ones. 1 Nigerian team is only being represented in the CAF competition, and that's Rivers United in the CAF Champions League. But I tell you that 2-time champions, Zamalek, former champions, the Wydad Casablanca in the CAF Confederations Cup definitely are there. And of course, you talk about RS Berkane, who are the defending champions of the CAF Confederations Cup. They are not playing the CAF Confederations Cup, they'll be playing in the CAF Champions League this season. But in the CAF Champions League then, you tell that 7 former champions are definitely and title holders. They are in these the pyramids of Egypt. And then you talk about all these teams are set to slug it out against each other. DOLAPO, how excited are you for the return of that our inter-club competition on the African scene? And also the chances of Rivers United doing so well on the continent for the 2025-2026 CAF club competition.
Well, just very good to see Rivers United back in the CAF Champions League. It's been a while we saw any Nigerian side qualify directly into the CAF Champions League or even CAF Confederations Cup into the group stage. We are lucky enough to have won this season in Rivers United, and I expect them to perform very well. But for them to perform very well, they have to take their 3 home games very seriously. It's just as simple as that. Is it 3 or 2? 3 home games very seriously if they want to do anything in this group stage, because it looks like a very, very, very tough group when you play against the likes of RS Berkane, who was very good in the CAF Confederations Cup last season. Play against sides like this, you play against the team that won the CAF Champions League last season. It's not going to be easy like that to get out of this group. But then when they take their own games very seriously, probably they can get to do some things. It won't be easy. I know very well they have to have that at the back of their mind. It's not going to be something that easy to get out of this group. But then it's football, anything can happen. Teams that you don't expect to beat, sometimes you get up and you beat them. It just depends on your mentality and the way you come out against these teams. We've seen this season already where Remo Stars played at home this season in a game where you expected them to make it tight for Melody Sundowns, and they lost. They lost in a way that you look at and you say it was just a very disappointing performance from Remo Stars in that game. So anything can happen in the world of football. But for me, I'm just excited to see Rivers United play, and I'm hoping they won't just play 3 games and just get out of that group.
Well, you are hoping that isn't the situation that's for Rivers United in the CAF Champions League. Definitely, they are up against top oppositions. So you say that for their competition and their involvement. Remember, it's been how many years? 8 years?
8 years.
For a Nigerian side to be in the group stages of the CAF Champions League. I remember that in the CAF Champions League, Mamelodi Sundowns also defeated Remo Stars in the last qualifying games to the group stages of this competition. And a lot of people also came out to discuss about, the level of that qualification on the African scene. We have some champions who also are not going to be playing in the CAF competitions this season.
Well, I understand the angle where many people are coming from. But personally, I feel like this is how we've been doing this thing for years, and it's not looking like CAF wants to do anything about it. They've been doing this for years, and they are not willing to change it. You expect some teams to get a free run and to qualify automatically, and you expect some other teams to go through the playoffs or go through the qualification rounds. But then I think if for this to happen, we have to have a ranking for club side and for leagues from CAF directly. And I don't think there is any ranking from CAF that ranks league across Africa. There is no ranking for teams across Africa. This is how you would get to know. It's not really something that make a whole lot of sense to me. When you see the team that won the CAF Champions League last season and the team that won the CAF Confederation Cup in the same group, that was the first place I got to see this should not be something that should be happening. But then there should be teams that should be given automatic qualification. But that would be based on how well have you performed in this competition over the last 5-6 years. How well is your team performing? We can see it in Europe, UEFA coefficients where they go through the rankings of teams and everything to get to know this country will come with some particular team, this country will come with teams like this. So the groups, the qualification should be based on some particular teams. Some particular teams shouldn't be participating in the competition. But then when you look at this as well, for us here, if you want to go by qualification, I think we have to play this qualification round because you said it just now. 8 years ago was the last time a team from Nigeria qualified automatically or qualified to the CAF Champions League group stage. So if it has taken that long for a team from this country to qualify into the group stage of the Champions League, then they should be playing qualifiers. But countries like Morocco, whose team have been performing so well and their league have been going so well, countries like South Africa that have been performing so well. Mamelodi Sundowns goes to the CAF Champions League final last season. So for teams like that, they should be getting qualification automatically. You don't see the Real Madrid of this world play in the UEFA Champions League qualification or the qualification games before the Champions League. You only see teams like Rangers, teams like Basel.
Are those outside the traditional European top 5?
Yeah, from teams outside of the top 5 or even top 6 league. Because you see teams like Union Saint-Gilloise playing, you see teams, small teams from Austria, the likes of Salzburg, Ajax Amsterdam, are the one that play in the qualification. Not teams like Chelsea, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Barcelona. No, some teams should be seeded. Some of them to get automatic qualification, and they should be there. If they have done it that way, maybe the likes of Remo Stars would have qualified. Because
as the champion of Nigerian football.
Yes, maybe the likes. No, even if you are the champion of Nigerian football,
but why can't you have it at an instance where you look at all our leagues on the African continent and then the champions automatically?
No, I don't want to take it that way. The champion of the Scottish League is playing the qualification round. The champion of the Switzerland League will play the qualification round. It depends on the league. That's the first thing. And also has to do with what have you been doing in this competition over the last 5 years. What has teams from your country been doing in this competition over the last 5 years? You rank that. Another thing you look at is you rank the leagues. Who are the top 5, the CAF top 5 leagues in Africa at the moment? We don't know them. We just assume and say these are the ones that we feel like it's good enough. So CAF themselves does not have a table of these are the leagues that are performing so well over the last few years. So they have to get their paper, get everything together, make the best league, check what these teams from these particular countries have been doing for the past few years, then put some certain team, sit them. They should be getting automatic qualification. Yes, I understand that they did it because the likes of Mamelodi Sundowns just played one qualification game. They were put into the next round of the qualification. But teams like that shouldn't be playing in the qualification round. They should get the automatic playoff to play in the Champions League directly. And teams like Remo Stars will be able to play against smaller teams. And the qualification might just be easier for them.
All right. Thank you so much, Dolapo, for that. But a quick correction. The prize money for the winner of the CAF Champions League, it is $4 million. US dollars.
Yeah, I was thinking $2,000 is
that's
no,
the
small.
CAF Champions League, the winner, $4 million. $4 million.
That's still okay.
That's in equivalent to Nigerian currency. That's $5 billion.
Why are you calculating this? Do we have a team from Nigeria winning it?
Well, we have a team in Nigeria playing in it. So the odds are definitely has to be in that contest also. Rivers United, let's see if they can win it. Okay. And of course, a smile to the bank if they eventually win the CAF Champions League. So the actions, definitely. starting from today. There's a game going on at 6 minutes. That's Al-Hilal from Sudan against MC Alger from Algeria. 2-1 Al-Hilal. They definitely lead that encounter. But later this weekend, it's all about the flock of games are set to go down on the African continent. But let's switch our focus also and move away from that and discuss about some of the trending issues from the world of Sadio Mane. Well, this is a man whom I know we had a discussion outside the studio last week or weeks ago.
I think it was last week. Yeah,
we had a conversation about Sadio Mane, Luis Diaz, Roberto Firmino, and Mohamed Salah. It was about the replacement for one, and of course, the present situation surrounding Liverpool Football Club, which definitely took us back to Sadio Mane. But of everything, what came to mind was the linking man for Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane. His name is Roberto Firmino. But before his move to Liverpool Football Club from Southampton, well, he has been lured away. But he said no, because he wants to play. He wants to have enough playing time. Let's take a listen to the words of Sadio Mane speaking about his reason to reject Manchester United before joining Liverpool Football Club.
I want you to come to Manchester United. As you really say, yeah, I'm talking to agent. We'll see what is the best, because I know you good player and we can help you also to become better players. I say, okay, so the pay, you have Rooney, you have Di Maria, you have Van Persie. Where I'm going to play? That was my question, because me, I want to play. He said, I know your talent, you're good. If you do good training, good impress, you will play. But we have another player which they are also good. So I was not convinced about his
explanation.
His few days after, club called me. Van Gaal called me. I want you to come to Manchester United. As you really say, yeah, I'm talking to agent. We'll see what is the best, because I know you good player and we can help you also to become better players. I say, okay, so the pay, you have Rooney, you have Di Maria, you have Van Persie. Where I'm going to play? That was my question, because me, I want to play. He said, I know your talent, you're good. If you do good training, good impress, you will play. But we have another player which they are also good. So I was not convinced about his
explanation.
His few days after, club called me. Van Gaal called me. I want you to come to Manchester.
All right, today listened to the words of Sadio Mane, of course, saying Louis Van Gaal, the Dutchman, tried to lure him away from Southampton just to come to Manchester United, when the players definitely were many in his position, and of course they were playing so well. But one thing for him was just the playing time in which he needed, and of course he said no to Manchester United. But the rest is definitely history. But let's talk about that big issue also. The man who linked the both players together, Roberto Firmino, he linked the Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah together, and of course left his traditional job, which is a striker, poaching in the goals. He scored quite a lot of goals, but not to the level in which Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah, not up to their numbers. But let's take a listen to what Sadio Mane also has to say about the impact of Roberto Firmino within Liverpool Football Club.
Say, Bobby Firmino, what does that mean to you?
I never see a football player and humankind in my life as Bobby. Never. He's only player in my life I have shirt put in my house.
So when I say Mo Salah,
great player.
I played in the team with Rooney and Ronaldo. There was a rivalry in the team.
Yeah.
Me and Nemanja Vidic, rivalry. We still want to win, but there's a rivalry.
Yeah.
I felt with you and Mo Salah, there was a rivalry.
Everybody say the same, you know.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can see sometimes he pass me, sometimes he doesn't pass, sometimes he pass, sometimes doesn't pass me. But you know, only Bobby was there to share the balls. Sometimes like this, and I still remember one game when I was really, really angry because he doesn't pass me. For me, he should pass.
Burnley, was it Burnley?
Yeah, Burnley.
I watched, before this, I watched that game and I watched your face. Oh, it was amazing.
This way, I was really, really angry after the game. I think since this day, we come even closer.
When I say,
they listen to the words of Sadio Mane. Never seen a footballer and who definitely came in humankind. He said it all. He linked them together, and of course the issues. Look at him smiling and giving that facial expression that Roberto Firmino was really the guy?
I was much younger then, and I used to ask myself, is Firmino really a striker? Because what I expect from a striker is for you to bang in goals. What I expect from a number 9 is for you to score goals. But Firmino is not the type of striker that wants to score goals, especially when he has Sadio Mane and Mo Salah. He would prefer to work for them, create those chances, create those spaces for them to move and draw defenders closer and pass the ball to them. Yeah, he scored a couple of goals, but when you look at that team, with the attackers they have and with the players they played with, at that time, when they have Henderson was in full vibe. They had the likes of Thiago Alcantara in the middle of the park and all of those guys in the team. With Mo Salah and Sadio Mane, you expected the number 9 to score a lot of goals. But it was different from their case. Firmino would prefer to have the assists. He would prefer to just give the ball to Salah, to give the ball to Sadio Mane. And these guys would just play so well. And that was one of the reasons why the club era was so interesting. Because you don't know, sometimes you don't know who to mark. Yes, the poster boy was Mo Salah at that time. Sadio Mane was working so hard to create those chances, to lure the defender with his strength. And then there's a Firmino who will just do all his skinny, and just get out of the place and just create the chance. Sometimes he score goals too. I can remember quite a number of goals he has scored too. But then you see him create chances, and there are not much strikers like that. And that is one of the reasons why I respect him so much. And also, that is one of the reasons why he didn't get much impact in the national team of Brazil, because he's so talented. He should have been the Brazilian national team first choice striker at that time. But because of the way he played, the lacks and all of that, didn't get him to get to the level we expect him to get to. But then, he still had a very good career.
Definitely a good career. But one man who also plays for Real Madrid has been a subject to criticism, both from the media and maybe some folks within English football. So let's take a listen to the words of that an Arsenal legend, Crystal Palace legend, and also the Lions of England legend. And speaking about the situation surrounding Jude Bellingham.
I'm worried for Jude simply because he's somebody that they can't control. You can't control him. Obviously, coming off of the 𝐿 and what he done in the World Cup, he's showing people that, I'm here, I'm black, I'm proud, I'm ready to go. All that vibe is something that a certain man can't deal with.
I agree with you. A personal experience, and I've spoken about this in 2016, that Raheem Sterling came to see me in the tournament and said that he felt as though he was being persecuted, that it was unfair, and it was basically not relating to football. Mm-hmm. And I remember at the time me giving him a completely and utterly inadequate answer, and I've spoken about this publicly since, where I said, look, Raheem, it's because of your quality and who you are and what you are that they're criticising you. I remember they did this with Wayne Rooney. I actually name-checked him. They did this with David Beckham. They did this with Paul Gascoigne. The best players, the biggest names. But actually what I didn't read at the time, and to be fair, what he was actually crying out and asking me for help for, was around the fact that this wasn't relating to his football performances, which it was with maybe yourself or with Gaza or with Bex. Yeah. It was more around the colour of his skin. Everything and else. This persecution around how if he had a car that was this and another player had a car that was this that was white, there was a difference in reporting of it. Do you think that is happening again in front of our eyes here?
You know something, I remember saying, I had to do something for GQ not long ago, and I said, I don't think, as Englishmen, there's certain Englishmen, I'm an Englishman, I can't hide from that. Even though when I was younger, people would say, yeah, but you're not really English, are you? Yeah, I'm English. I don't think they're ready for a black superstar like that, who can move like Jude's moving. They can't touch him, like I just said. He goes out there, he performs, he does what he does. He says, who else? It's too uppity for these people. Something that they used to say back in the day. If you're a black guy or a black man who's, I put it in a football term. So everybody, they love N'Golo Kante. He's a humble black man, gets on with what he's doing. I'm not saying that he's an Uncle Tom or anything, just saying that's how his personality is. But if you get a Pogba or a Bellingham and you get that kind of energy, that does not sit well with the people, that kind of person. So someone like Jude, for some reason, frightens these people because of his capability and the inspiration he can give. It's something that you're taught when you're, as a black man, when you're going out there, you just want to try and do the best you can and keep your head down and be, for want of a better, humble slave. This is where this is dragging up from that kind of energy. Because if you are outspoken black and doing that kind of, playing to that kind of level and not caring, that frightens certain people. And that's what's going to happen with Jude. This guy who I'm telling you about in respects of he's obsessed with him. He's moving off of that energy. He can't look and see a black man doing what Jude's doing and think that that's not uppity. He's not an uppity. That's where I'm going with that. That's what.
All right, there you listen to the words of Iron Riders speaking about Jude Bellingham's situation. But for Jude, from Birmingham to Borussia Dortmund, now Real Madrid. Of course, he has performed so well for Real Madrid. They won, if not a treble, they won a treble in his first season.
Yeah, he won the treble to Champions League. Scored a lot of goals as well.
Scored a lot of goals. But in the second season, he had to go for that surgery. And now in his third season, he's just back from injury and trying to get himself.
He played in his second season, just got the surgery at the start of the season.
And so, this is the situation surrounding Jude Bellingham. We'll come on subsequent programs to discuss about that. But now, this weekend, it's all about the actions are set to go down in the English Premier League. For Newcastle, they will be up against Manchester City. And their manager, Pep Guardiola, says the season is just getting started. Let's take a listen to the words of Pep Guardiola.
We are in November. And in November, in this league, nothing defined. So what happened in February, March, be careful. But now start the season really, right? So there's two parts of the season. Is when the transfer window is over in summer, and after when international break is over. And now international break is done. So now we'll be until March. See each other every 3 days, 4 days, 3 days, 4 days game. So now it's the real season start now. And the important is to be there, to be close there. And after that, arrive at the end of the season with the chance that we can fight it. That is the target. And of course, winning tomorrow will be an important step for us.
Winning tomorrow, Manchester City against Newcastle at the St. James's Park. Well, that also picks the headline for the games set to go down this weekend. Napoli also will be up against Atlanta, Wolfsburg against the Leverkusen, Arsenal against Tottenham, Fiorentina against the Juventus, Barcelona against Atletico de Bilbao. There at the Camp Nou, Borussia Dortmund against Stuttgart, Inter against Milan. And of course, we talk about both sides sharing the Giuseppe Meazza. We call that the San Siro.
Big games. Big games I'm looking forward to. A lot of games this weekend. International break is finally over, and then you can just watch this game. I'm looking forward to most of this game, but the most important one, the one I want to see, has to be the one in the English Premier League, Manchester City against Newcastle, and also Arsenal against Tottenham Hotspur on Sunday. The games, those two games, will say a whole lot with what would go on in this season. Just like Pep Guardiola said, the season is just getting started.
Of course, no football till the month of March. No international break till the month of March. And of course, we enjoy all the actions across the Europe top 5 leagues and also in the Nigeria Premier Football League. But this is how far we can go on today's edition of the show. We will come again tomorrow by 3 p.m. on the pitch. I am SAMIES, your sports captain. I've done this alongside DOLAPO. Do enjoy the rest of your day, and bye for now.